What's going on, y'all? Halftime hash. We'll get started here in just a couple minutes after that Drew Lock sack. That was terrible. Make sure you hit that like button, share button, post button, because we're about to get going. Jesus Christ. Come on, Broncos. Again, what's up? Welcome, y'all. Here we're about to rock and roll at a halftime hash. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe button, post your questions, reactions, all of those things right here, right now. That sack was just so killer. Such a killer sack right there. True is a failure. Incomplete, Judy. All right, 3rd and 19 here. And then we're going to get going here in just a couple of minutes. Stephanie Simon says, Drew is a failure. Looking like crap right now, I can tell you that. That's for dang sure. We're going to get started here in just a couple of minutes. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button. We're going to do your reactions here in just a couple of minutes. This is the longest, like 20 seconds of my life right now as we're trying to finish this off here. Third and 28. What happened? Is holding? Jeez, garbage. Uh-oh, look, this is the reaction right here. We can just see where this reaction is looking and feeling like right now. Drew Lock incomplete, intentional grounding. Yeah, that's not good. Let's go back to this comment right here, Stephanie. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Interesting comment there. 3rd and 29. Are you kidding me? Denver's going the wrong way. Kansas City Chiefs hitting the timeout there. Jesus, nice. Team Puffball. Where are my Team Puffballs out there? Who are my Team Puffballs here in the chat right now? Is anybody out here? Oh, I see some Team Puffballs out there. Let's rock and roll. We're going to get going here as soon as this half ends. I think we're waiting on a timeout right now by Kansas City here, seeing what's going on. Once we get that timeout done, then we will rock and roll. That sack just absolutely destroys us right there, man. Which way does my beanie go? Is it this direction? And then intentional grounding. That I mean, I just can't even comprehend what's happening with these Broncos right now. Looks like we have 2 seconds left. It must be a little punt here. What's going on here? Does anybody know what's happening? Man, the TV's in the other room. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Ooh. 3rd and 28. Let's say what's up. Hey, what's up, man? Here we go. Oh, I can see this is the reaction that we're seeing right here. We got I'm pissed. What's going on? Let me see this. Hit all the hashtags right there. Fire Vic, fire Pat. Season's over. We're done. Season's over. Locked and loaded. Rocked and roll. Here we rock and roll. Here we go. What do we got here? Looks like there was Drew Lock. KJ Hamler just trying to go for it all, huh? All right, y'all. Y'all know how this works. This is the halftime hash. We're going to do a recap of the first half that just happened here as we're rocking and rolling here. Then we are going to be, is the field goal in? Does anybody know if the field goal's in? Post if the field goal's in. Then we're going to rock and roll. We're going to do some comments, some questions. We're going to react to what's happening here in this first half here. The Broncos, look at the reaction is crazy. We got, damn it, Drew. I'm so freaking mad. Can we fire Elway? What happened here? Did we miss a half? Did we miss it? Oh, Lord, did we miss that? Oh, my God, this is so terrible. And, yep, that's it. We're done. Here we are. It's Ray, and we are on for the halftime hash. Again, we are Orange Weekly. We are all about fans, brews, Broncos news. We are the best source of Broncos content. We're just like y'all, man. We just love checking out, listening to Broncos, talking Broncos, and reacting to the Broncos. And already I've put up quite a few little comments here that we're seeing the reaction is frustration all across Broncos country. Post your comments. We'll get to them. We'll answer some questions here we have all of these reactions that just seem to just be negative with tremendous frustration, which I don't blame you, not one bit. But let's go through this really quickly. And here's what I did. Look, I got my color marker here, I got my red Crayola here, and I just drafted out all the offensive drives. Let me just read them to you real quick. Terrible. Ooh, turnover, touchdown. Timmy P is the real deal, man. Like I said, sign him. Holding, terrible. Fumble, Gordon, damn it. Ooh, couple good runs on drive number 5, pick 6, terrible. Number 6, oh, Lindsey, you the man. Oh, damn it. Lock, you terrible. You overthrew, field goal. Drive number 7, 3 and out, terrible. Drive 8, terrible. So, okay, y'all got the theme there. The defensive side, though, let's think about the Kansas City Chiefs' first few possessions here. Touchdown, of course. Fumble, nice for us. One play fumble. That's what we got the touchdown out of. Chubb all over him, but Hardman was killing us. We finally got a big stop. And then there's like 5 possessions here. But guess what? Kansas City Chiefs have scored on offense. They've scored on defense. They've scored on special teams. They are absolutely obliterating the Broncos. And, I think going into this game, we wanted to think to ourselves, you know what? Let's keep Mahomes on the sideline, much like we did last week against New England with Cam Newton. Let's keep Mahomes on the sideline. What I meant by that, I don't think that the Broncos were thinking by keeping Mahomes on the sideline meant that their defense was going to be scoring. Didn't meant that their special teams were going to be scoring. I think that is what's really absolutely murdering us right now. And I think I've seen plenty of reaction up here from Drew Lock. It looks, I'm with you all. I'm incredibly frustrated with Drew Lock and where we're at with the performance so far this day. Before we jump deep into the reaction, I just like to always read kind of the stat line here. Patrick Mahomes, 7 for 11. Again, hasn't played on the field very much. 99 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. He's taken a couple of sacks. If you were to tell me before this game started that Mahomes would have less than 100 yards passing in the first half, and no touchdowns and no interceptions, and where the Broncos would be, I don't think I would guess that the score would be where it's at right now, sitting at that 24-9 mark. Again, on the Kansas City Chiefs, Clyde Allaire, he looks like he's got 44 yards, and Hardman's the one that's just killing us left and right. Over to the Broncos side, Drew Lock, 11 for 20, 132 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 pick. It looks like we have a trend growing with Drew Lock, which is driving me crazy. He's taking 3 sacks. Philip Lindsay looking like a bad mother effer, man. Oh, my God. Just what is Melvin Gordon even doing on the field doesn't make any sense to me. I know that Philip Lindsay had a little bit of looks like potentially an arm injury, or at first I thought it was a concussion when I first saw it on the field, but it looks like it's reported it's probably an arm injury at this point in time. 9 rushes, 79 yards, and Tim Patrick, 2 catches, 32 yards to round it out. So here we are, halftime. Broncos, 24-9, have held the Kansas City Chiefs offense to just 1 touchdown in the first half, yet we are down 24-9. So what the hell is happening here? Let's rock and roll. Locke, he's either cold or doesn't want to play. I don't know if he wants to run the ball or throw the ball. I'm so over this game, all about the Broncos. Hey, listen, I'm with you right here. I got some extracurriculars back here. So here we go. Broncos, I'm all in no matter what. I agree with you, but I agree. Drew Lock, something looks a little bit off. The other thing that's really kind of driving me nuts with that, his overthrows down the field are killing us. Noah Fant's been open a couple times. There's my daughter saying, "What's up, Mom?" All right, go back upstairs for Mommy. Let's go. And we're going to rock and roll. Wow, we need a regroup. Yes, I totally agree. Looks like I got the whole crew back here joining us today, so totally need to agree. Hey, go upstairs, Mom. All right, Bubba. And we need a quarterback. Totally agree. Let's rock and roll with that right here. What's killing us is a lack of talent. This is an interesting reaction that I kind of want to walk through here. Andy, man, I love the defensive side. I love what's happening on the defensive side of the ball. It looks like that we're spirited, man. I love the way that we're getting around the ball. Minus like a miraculous one-handed catch by Hardman on that first drive. I don't even know if the Kansas City Chiefs would have put the ball in the end zone on the offensive side through that series. The talent drain, though, we start to notice it, especially when we talk about special teams, especially when we start to talk about the offense. Listen, special teamers are your second and third string guys that are playing your special teams. What I'm seeing right now is our special teams is one of the worst in the NFL by a long shot. That's largely due to the fact that we don't have enough drafting, no depth in our lineups. And after our first couple of, first stringers, man, we really don't have much. And I think this is what we see right here. Fangio is a career coordinator. Fire him. Wade Phillips all over again, Mike. Yeah, thanks for that reaction, Mike. That's a really interesting perspective because the defense is starting to look like they got something going on. The offense, again, I totally agree, feels like it is lagging behind. Is that Fangio? Is that a lack of talent? Is that, a young offense, right? I think the youngest offense by age in the entire NFL. What is it? I don't really know. And listen, I know y'all probably watching on my Orange Weekly cohorts here. I'm of the opinion that Fangio is a bottom five head coach in this NFL. I do not think Fangio is a middle of the pack guy, nor do I think he's a top tier guy like some of my other co-hosts here on Orange Weekly. I'm with you. When I hear Fangio talk and all he wants to talk about is what happened on the defensive side and never wants to talk about what's happening on the offensive side, that drives me nuts. I am not a Vic guy at all. Daniel, do you expect Vic to be here after this game? Here's an interesting thing, and let's take a look at the schedule just for a second here as we kind of react here. This is not a must-win game for the Denver Broncos by any stretch of the imagination. Would it be nice to win a game here? Absolutely. But after this week, we got the Atlanta Falcons who look like trash. We also have the Chargers coming up in our next 2 weeks, man. So, Daniel, do I think Vic will be here after this game? Yes, I do. But if we're not in the 4-4 4-loss category coming around week 8, or at least have 3 wins under our belt coming around that time, and we're sitting here at 2-6, 2-7, having lost embarrassingly, it looks like today, to the Kansas City Chiefs. If we get our butts whooped by Atlanta and we get our butts whooped by the Chargers, I think we need to have a significant conversation about Vic being a player here in this league here. Jose, the pick 6, I blame the offensive coordinator. We're doing great with the run. I agree. I don't know why we've abandoned the run at all. And I could see Drew Lock definitely looked a little bit flustered on that play. There was some pressure right up the middle. He threw his first thing, and that was brutal. It's halftime adjustment time. Neil, thanks for chiming in here. Here are my halftime adjustments here. Don't abandon the run, especially if we find out that Lindsey's able to play in the second half. I'd love to see that. Number 2, Drew Lock is so much more comfortable outside of the pocket. I don't know why we're not moving the pocket at all for him. He's just sitting in the pocket and so much pressure is coming up the middle. I would love to see that. And I hope Drew just settles in. Couple of overthrows. Fant open multiple times in the first half. Couple of overthrows on Fant. We have to connect on a couple of those. If we do, might become a reasonable game. I still don't necessarily see a win here necessarily. We got a couple reactions right in this vein right here. VJ 2.0, fire everybody. Hard to tell you I'm friends with Lindsey. We went to high school. Had to tell you, oh, Daniel, cool, man. Y'all know. Listen, I'm a huge Philip Lindsey guy. I hope that guy comes out and just rocks the house in the second half. I hope he's not injured. I'm also agree. And I don't even know why. Why would we sign a $15 million guy when we got a 1,000-yard rusher in Lindsey who the fans just love? And it seems like whenever he's put up against Melvin Gordon, he's outperforming him. Seems like $15 million that I think we've kind of wasted here. Up to me, I don't know. I wouldn't have signed him. Simmons is a no-show. Yeah, interesting. Simmons has kind of been flashy all year long. I'm not going to put any onus on the defense, though, at this point in time. They've done their job. We've given up 14 points on special teams. It could be a 10-9 game literally right now. I have no blame on the defense here. We're going to be fine, Daddy Chill. I appreciate you, man. Hey, listen, I hope we're going to be fine, but I only spit the truth here, so I'm a little bit nervous here about what we have going on. Get hyped. Yes, let's rock and roll. The Chiefs haven't scored via pass or punt return. Is it possible that they can do them both? Or the second half, Drew's having a bad day. Cushenberry looks like he's lost half the time. Yeah, offensive line woes continue just to kick our butts. I don't even know what to even do about that. Let's see what we have. He definitely needs to connect with our wide receivers. Yeah, Will, I'm with you on this. He definitely it's interesting. We have a great tight end court. It looks like that we have a blossoming, possibly, top 5 or 10 unit of tight ends in the NFL. He's definitely got some AO connection with AO as he has, went to college with him and spent some time there. We know Noah Fant is a top 5, a bona fide superstar at the tight end position. I'd love to see Judy just get involved. I'd love to see some balls thrown his way. Clearly, he can moss anybody at any point in time. I'd love to see that happen. And Tim Patrick, 200-yard weeks in a row, a couple of big catches right off the bat. I mean, let's get the ball moving. Again, I think Drew Lock needs to get out of the pocket a little bit. The run is working so well. Let's do some little bit of play action. I'd love to see him move out of the pocket just a little bit. He is not handling pressure up front, up the middle at all. It is terrible right here. Will, I agree. Lindsey is a bad man. What do we do? And then I see a reaction here. What OC should we look at to replace Shermer next week? And the coaches are available. I'll take. So yeah. Again, I don't think this is a panic button right now for Broncos country. Right, 2-3. We were probably expected to lose to the Chiefs at the start of the year. Nobody circled this game on the calendar. Was like, oh yeah, Broncos are going to beat the Chiefs here in week 6 or wherever it is right now. Again, I think the panic button happens if we start to look at the next 2 weeks here. We look at the Atlanta Falcons coming to town. We look at the Chargers coming to town. If we are 2-6, 2-7, and we lose to those two teams ugly, time to hit the panic button at that point in time. We've seen glimpses of brilliance here. We have the Tennessee Titans. We played them extremely well, and the Tennessee Titans look like they're a top contender. Beating the New England Patriots was a huge game for us last week. Defensively, I love where our defense is at, playing as a top 5 defense. I think Pro Football Focus had them graded out as the #1 defense in the league last week. We have superstars on that side of the ball. Offensively, look a little bit like trash. Look, again, remember, I read y'all the drive summary. Terrible, 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 right? And we've said this for years and years and years, but our special teams is bottom 2 or 3 in the league every freaking single year. How's that even possible here? Elway needs to go. You know, I always love to hear these reactions, right? We have a bad game. We hear some big things like that. Here's what I will tell you, though, man. This is Elway's roster. He's been here 5 years. Depth is an issue. We've had a tough time. We've put money in some interesting places that don't make sense to me. The Melvin Gordon conversation, some of our offensive linemen that we've tried to bring in here. Yeah, I don't know. Here, I think Elway's got some things that he needs to clean up. And I didn't think I'd ever say this, but I think we got to sign 72, man. He might be the best guy that we have on that offensive 5 right on the front here. Somebody said Pat sucks, so why are we talking about that? That's hilarious. And let's see. Well, here's the last. We'll get to the last couple questions as we roll into the start of this second half here in just the next couple of minutes here. Drew Lock needs to read the field. He's the first read, then he pulls down. He's looking to get outside of the pocket. Chris, I'm seeing that a little bit too. I'm also seeing a lot of pressure up front for Drew Lock, and I'm also seeing his hesitancy with his shoulder. I'm not exactly sure what's happening there. Give Locke a shot of whiskey. Give him a shot in the arm. Hey, let's rock and roll. Again, we are Orange Weekly. We are your best source of Broncos news. We are all about fans, brews, Broncos news. Hit that like button. I don't know where it is on your computer. Share button, subscribe button, and make sure y'all keep giving us the love that we live. We love doing this for you all. It looks like Lindsay's status was changed to questionable. That makes me feel a little bit better. Red Cloud, always much love, brother. Hey, y'all. Hey, have a good one. Enjoy the second half. Crack a few Codys, and we'll see you on the other side. Go Broncos.